Hello and welcome to my office. I wanted to give you a gift of a bonus recording to go along with the glow cleanse that you're doing. And I haven't been completely upfront with you. So we've been talking a lot about food. We've been talking about the power of real food and how it can change our lives. And I know this is true. I've seen it over and over again. But where I haven't been completely open with you is about the power of essential oils, the power of doTERRA oils specifically. And if you're open to natural things, if you're open to learning more about how these oils from the earth can help support health in you and your family, you are in the right place. So I just invite you to watch this with an open mind and just see what you learn from it. We're going to talk about cravings. We're going to talk about oils. Promise you it'll be worth your time. So I'm going to start a PowerPoint. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to talk about how food and essential oils can help you conquer cravings, drop pounds, and get fit for the new year. And if you're anything like me, you might be thinking, I thought oils just smelled good. That's where I was at first. I was using essential oils from the health food store, and yeah, I thought they smelled good. Maybe they'd energize me a little bit, but I never really saw any true benefits until I switched the company I was using. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. But today you're going to learn how to stop cravings before they show up and what to do when they're so strong you feel powerless against them. You're going to learn how to drop pounds and double your energy by harnessing the power of food and essential oils. Essential oils can just take your cleanse to the next level. And you're going to learn how to brighten your mood naturally. So cravings are not the problem. Cravings are the body's solution to an underlying imbalance, and food becomes a kind of medicine to regulate our current inner state, okay? So what that's saying is that cravings are secret messages. Cravings aren't the problem. We think we have cravings, we think we have lack of willpower, but they're not the problem. They're just the symptom. They're just our body screaming out like something is wrong, will you please help me? So let's talk about how to decode these cravings, how to deconstruct your cravings. So often, if you're having a sugar craving, number one reason is it can signal a need for more rest, more comfort, or more downtime. Does this sound familiar? I know a lot of us are busy moms, a lot of us are just busy women and men in general. So maybe you're just needing to slow down a little bit and just rest up. Could also mean that we're eating too many sweet flavors, and especially coming off the holidays, this could be right on the money. It could just be that we've just been eating too much sugar, and sugar is one of those things that the more we eat, the more our body wants. I wish broccoli worked that way, but it doesn't. The more sugar we eat, the more sugar we want. So it could be one of those two things. It could be you need more rest, or it could be you need less sugar. Salty cravings, these can often indicate a mineral deficiency. This is often our body screaming out that it wants more minerals. And there's others. There's things like crunchy foods. Crunchy foods can signal if you're really craving something crunchy and that's the only thing that'll do. There could be some hidden anger there that maybe you need to deal with. So super interesting getting into cravings. How do we stop a craving before it even starts? So how awesome would it be to just not even have those strong, otherworldly cravings that are hard to get a grip on? Well, you can start with eating healthy fat and protein with every single meal and snack. I know back in the days when I thought that the less I ate, the skinnier I would be, I would just try to get by on the minimum amount I could eat. And I would try to eat just like a Nutri-Grain bar for breakfast. So, of course, by 11 a.m., I'm all jacked on coffee and a Nutri-Grain bar, and my body is literally starving. It needs more food. And I couldn't figure out why I was having these cravings and why I would keep binging. It was because my body needed more food, more healthy fat, more protein with every single meal and snack. This just helps to keep our body in a balanced state where we're not having those strong cravings. Eat regularly, even up to every 2 to 4 hours as you figure out your cravings. A lot of times cravings happen because we just get too hungry. We get so hungry that it doesn't even matter what we eat. Our body's just starving and it wants whatever it sees first, which usually is something like bread and cheese. So when we eat regularly every 2 to 4 hours and we just let ourselves, like from a scale of 1 to 10, just letting yourself get to like a 6 or a 7 on the hunger level, 10 being you're starving, 0 being you're really full. just getting to that 6 or 7 so that you're getting kind of hungry, but you have time to prepare the food and have time to savor it and enjoy it, and you're not just scarfing it down because you're so ravenous. Move your body. When we move our body, we feel better most of the time. So even if you just do like 20, 30 minutes of exercise, of course you can always do more, but just moving your body can be really motivating. It can help you make healthier choices. And listen to what your body is telling you it needs. So in our culture, it's so common. We start to get tired like mid-morning, late afternoon, and we just reach for more caffeine, more sugar, more something to keep our bodies going. When actually, what if we just took a 10-minute break and, if possible, just relax, even close your eyes just for 10 minutes and see if that helps instead of reaching for that sugar or caffeine. Because when our body's tired, we're tired. And I know sometimes there's things we just have to get done and maybe we need to power through. But if you can at least sometimes give your body that option of rest and giving the body the option of, okay, I'm going to refuel for the next 10 minutes, next hour, and then I'm going to start back with what I need to do after I'm rejuvenated. You'll be amazed at how much difference that can make in your cravings. And have healthful food on hand always. So we've talked about this in the cleanse, how important it is to never ever leave your house without some sort of healthy food, cleanse-friendly food with you, because otherwise we just get hungry. It's just, we're animals at heart. I mean, we're people, but we are very similar to animals in that we just need food. We need lots of food, and we can just get busy and get out of the house, and then you can find healthy options, you can find cleanse-friendly options, but they're not the norm for sure, especially depending on where you live in the country. Okay, when you have a strong craving and you don't want to give in. So food is a gift, in my opinion, and I don't think that we should just shun all treats, all fun foods, because food is a gift, and it's what we eat most of the time that matters. So that being said, sometimes we know we've had a treat, we know we've had enough, maybe we have weight loss goals, maybe we have fitness goals, and we just don't want to give in to the craving in that moment. So some things you can do, you can drink a glass of water, slowing down, sitting down, drinking a glass of water. This can be huge. Sometimes that's all we need. We just need some water. If you want to make it more exciting, you can choose sparkling water or some sort of herbal tea, either hot or iced is totally fine either way. And now let's talk about some of the oils that can actually help with cravings. So peppermint oil has been shown to reduce cravings, reduce hunger levels, and just help people eat less overall. So putting, the way they did it in the study is they smelled the peppermint oil. They had a little thing that they would just wave under their nose. So you can do that. I actually have one in my drawer sometimes, but it's not there right now. But another way you can do it is just put a drop of a food quality essential oil in your water and just drink it. So you'll be getting, from the inside, you'll be getting an energetic boost, you'll be getting some digestive support, and you'll also be smelling that peppermint that can help with the cravings. So it's a great way to manage your cravings. And doTERRA oils, there are some that we're not supposed to ingest, but there are many that we are supposed to ingest. So any of them that have a supplement label on the bottle, you'll see that when you get your oils. That's the ones that are perfectly fine to ingest. And there's also an oil called Slim and Sassy. So Slim and Sassy, this is also known as the metabolic blend. And this is a blend of peppermint, grapefruit, ginger, cinnamon, lemon, and it is fabulous for the metabolism. It's super warming to the body, so it's great. Like, it's winter right now. It's good to be drinking something that's a little more warming than peppermint. And it still has the peppermint in there that can help with cravings, but it's just a great thing to add to your water. So other oils you can add: lemon, grapefruit, lime, tangerine, wild orange. All of these citrus oils are going to be very uplifting, very energizing, and they'll just help you to make your water more exciting as well. So then the last thing we can do when we have a strong craving and we don't want to give in is just try to decode what your body's really asking for. So if you're craving sugar, do you need more rest? Have you been eating too much sugar? If you're having that salty craving, maybe could you need more minerals, or what's going on in your body? And give your body what it wants in a positive way. So if you are really just craving something sweet, just try one of the gentle sweets that we've been eating on the cleanse, and that can help most of the time. So let's talk about how oils can help us drop pounds and double our energy. So first, we want to eat food that's right for your body. And in this cleanse, that's a lot of what we're doing. That's why we're cutting out some of these foods that I know we're missing. I know some of us are missing them quite a bit, but that's what we're doing. We're doing an elimination diet. So then when we add these foods back in, we can really see what they're doing to us, and we can see what we feel like without them. A lot of people notice a big difference. Some people don't. So it's just experimenting with what is right for your body. And you've probably noticed that there's a zillion different diets out there, and that's because they've all worked for someone. So what works for one person is not going to work for everyone else. So it's just really important for you to figure out what food is right for your body, what food is going to help keep you at the weight you want to be at, what food is going to help you have the energy that you want. All that being said, there are some basic guidelines. So everyone needs lots of fresh, whole foods. These can be raw, these can be cooked, depending on your body type, depending on what your individual body likes, but everyone needs lots of fresh, whole foods. No one needs processed foods that contain harmful chemicals, period, especially our children. So there are many versions of a healthy diet. It takes experimentation to find out what is best for you. So hopefully you're using your food journal and you're figuring out what foods are really making you feel good and what habits are making you feel good. Okay, got it. Oils can also help too. So we mentioned Slim and Sassy for a healthy metabolism, touched on grapefruit. But why grapefruit in particular? It's a very metabolic boosting citrus oil. So again, citrus oils bring us energy. They're very uplifting to our mood and to our body. And grapefruit, you can even put grapefruit on topically, and that can help to tone the skin. You're going to want to use a carrier oil. So a carrier oil just helps carry the essential oil to your skin. So you can use coconut oil or avocado oil or almond or jojoba or grapeseed. Any of these make fabulous carrier oils. Lemon, let's talk about lemon a little bit more. So you might have heard some of us talking about how you can add lemon essential oil to your morning elixir or just to your water as you drink it throughout the day. And what this can help with is it can help digestion, it can help immune function, and it also, again, just helps your water taste really good. Lime is similar. Lime is just a little different than lemon, obviously, and you can also add these to food. So you can add lime to a salsa. You can add it to guacamole. It's very concentrated, so you just want to start with a drop at a time when you add it to food. And peppermint, we talked about with the cravings, and cinnamon is just so good for your metabolism and your blood sugar balance. It helps to regulate blood sugar. And I just really want to reiterate that I'm talking doTERRA oils here. I'm not talking about just going to your local health food store or to Target or Walmart. I even saw oils at Kohl's the other day. These are not the same. They don't undergo the same amount of testing. They're not as pure. They're going to contain things that we don't want to ingest. So I am talking doTERRA oils here. It's very, very important to get that through, because the more popular essential oils become, the more copycats they're going to be on the market. And some of the copycats just flat out are dangerous. And they'll say on the bottle, do not ingest. But people hear that, oh, I can ingest cinnamon oil, and then they're putting it in their water, and maybe it's not even real cinnamon, or it contains synthetics or things that we don't want in our body. So please make sure that you're using doTERRA. It's just so pure and is made to be ingested in small amounts. So that being said, it's a good point. We really only need 1 to 2 drops of these oils at a time, unless I'm using it for a targeted health concern that's going on, like maybe I have a stomach ache, or maybe that's usually, if I'm using it for something like that, a stomach ache, or I need some extra immune support. That's really the only time I go over 1 to 2 drops at a time. And even then, I'm only using 4 drops at a time on a regular basis. I can't talk about doTERRA without briefly mentioning these supplements that can really help. Before I got involved with doTERRA, I was not really into supplements. I took a multi, but I wasn't even really convinced it worked because I never felt any different. My pee was bright yellow, and I wasn't sure that I was spending my money on something that was really helping my body. But with this lifelong vitality trio that doTERRA offers, I feel different. And in fact, if I take it too late in the day, it keeps me up at night because it's so energizing, and it doesn't have caffeine. It's not that. It's just these components in the supplements that actually help the mitochondria in our cells. So you might remember way back from biology class, from science class, long, long ago, that our mitochondria in our cells are energy factories in our body. And as we get older, these mitochondria can become damaged. Our bodies, they just don't work as well over time. So this supplement actually helps at a cellular level to give us energy, along with giving us the omega-3 fatty acids that we all need, that most of us are deficient in, and the minerals and vitamins that our body needs as well. And they're in a whole food form that's really easy for our body to digest. So they're guaranteed. There's actually a money-back guarantee on these supplements that you'll feel better within 30 days, or they'll give you your money back. So I recommend everyone try these at some point or another because they're just so powerful. And then there's another supplement that doTERRA offers if you really struggle with energy. There's one called Mito 2 Max. And this is an energy supplement. Again, no caffeine. It's not like drinking a energy drink. I did have a friend who her husband went on these. He had this energy drink habit, this like monster energy drink habit. And he was able to kick that habit with the Mito 2 Max. So this stuff is super powerful, and it's definitely worth looking at if you struggle with energy or if you just want to feel better in your body. Mood. Let's talk about mood. It is wintertime. I live in Colorado. We had a really cloudy day yesterday, but now the sun is back out and smiles back on my face. I don't really get that sad when it's cloudy here because it doesn't happen very often. But I know that that's not the norm in this country, that a lot of people live in dark places that are really cold, really dark, really cloudy all winter long. So some of us just need mood support as well. Some of it's not even a winter thing. Some of us might struggle with depression or low mood in one form of another. So let's start with how to not brighten your mood. You can eat lots of food from packages. You can spend lots of time on your phone, just hanging out on your couch, on your bed, watching TV in the dark, all secluded, watching all these other like amazing looking people that seem to have it all together. You can spend lots of time worrying or thinking of the negative things in your life. I caught myself today going down a negative path in my brain, and I was like, brain, no, got to think positive, because what is real here? And the real thing is that I was thinking of something that happened in the past that was negative. And I've been studying that a lot, catching myself in those negative thought patterns and trying to move forward from them. So another way to not brighten your mood is to never push your body, to never try new things, never step out of your comfort zone. All of these are pretty much guaranteed to keep you low mood. On the flip side, how can we brighten your mood? First off, we can eat lots of fresh, bright colored vegetables and other whole foods. So whole foods, I read a study like right at the beginning of my whole foods journey. This was probably like 13 years ago. And I read this study on how the more a person eats processed food, the more processed food someone eats, the more likely they are to be depressed. It was fascinating to me because at the time I was depressed and I was eating a lot of packaged food, like a lot, like pretty much 99% of my diet was coming from a package. And I thought, I wonder if there's something to this. And so I started experimenting with adding more and more fresh food. And now, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have my moods. Like, I'm not perfect. I do have the occasional grumpy spell. But overall, I feel like I'm a much brighter, much happier, much more easygoing person than I was back then. Another way to brighten your mood is to enjoy lots of time outside. Again, it's winter, so depending on where you live, outside may or may not be pleasant right now. But if it's not, find some beautiful, inspiring surroundings. Ideally, this is going to be some spot in your home that's really beautiful to you, really inspiring. But if you need to go somewhere else, that's fine too. Maybe it's an art gallery or a museum, or I know, again, a lot of us have little kids. So maybe it's just finding that quiet spot at like some indoor playground or something like that. Just stepping out of your box, like just trying to find beautiful places that really make you feel good when you go there. You can also start a gratitude practice and meditate on all the good in your life. There's good there, I promise. You might have to look for it. It might be something that you don't feel like there's a lot of good right now, but it's there if you really start to uncover it. And then finally, you can challenge your body and try new things you have always wanted to do. So if you're unhappy in your job, think through what other ways could I start to bring in income? Or if you're not happy with your body, how can you start to challenge your body? How can you start to, in a fun way, add more movement, more exercise, more weight-bearing things that are going to completely change your body? How do you add that into your life in a fun way? And then there's oils that can help. So doTERRA oils that can help. We've talked about lemon, lime, grapefruit, how those can be very uplifting. Bergamot is another citrus oil that I haven't mentioned. And what's cool about bergamot, bergamot, I hear it said both ways. Pick your way. Either way is fine. What's cool about bergamot is that it is very energizing, but it's also very powerful stress reliever as well. So it's a very floral citrus oil. If you're a fan of Earl Grey tea, you might really like bergamot oil. And then there's a doTERRA blend called Citrus Bliss. So a blend is just different single oils blended together. So this lemon sassy blend we talked about, that's a blend. Citrus Bliss is a bunch of different citrus oils, and then a vanilla absolute. So this one smells amazing. It smells like a creamsicle. You're going to want to drink it. It's not one that we drink, but it does just smell amazing. And I've noticed a huge difference in my house when I diffuse Citrus Bliss. We can be having a grumpy time, and I put some Citrus Bliss in the diffuser and slow down and focus on my kids, and it can turn the whole day around. And then there's two other oils I want to mention. There's one called Cheer and one called Elevation. And both of these are very high in citrus oils again. Cheer also has some spice oils that can help us to, it's kind of like the spice of life. So it can help us to just have more energy and to be more engaged with the people around us. And if you're thinking this sounds woo-woo, a little bit out there, a little bit like hippy-dippy, it does. It totally does. But I've been using oils in my home for 2.5 years now, and I'm so passionate about them now that I've seen what they can do, that I am telling the world about how they can help. So again, I encourage you to listen to this with an open mind and be curious, be open to maybe how these oils can help you too. And elevation is very energizing, very uplifting, and can really, I like to put elevation in some coconut oil and then put it right on my heart when I'm feeling, just when I'm grumpy. Maybe it's that time of the month where I tend to look on the negative side. It can be really helpful for that. So you guys are in the Glow Cleanse. You know the benefits that I've been telling you about. As I'm recording this, it's day 5. So I know I just checked the Facebook group, and some of you are starting to see changes, waking up feeling lighter. So that's super exciting. So the goal of this cleanse is to help you with less cravings, more energy, better sleep, flatter belly, weight loss, and then big one is clarity on what foods are right for you. We talked about that. So when you add doTERRA oils to the cleanse, what else can you get? Well, you have the tools to manage cravings, like we talked about. You have oils that help with energy. We haven't talked a lot about sleep, but oils can definitely help with sleep. There's an oil called vetiver that really helps. There's cedarwood, lavender is a really popular one. There's a blend called Serenity. All of these can help with better sleep. There's oils to support metabolism, this lemon sassy we talked about. Oils for a healthy weight. Oils for immune function. That's a whole other can of worms that we're not going to get too into today on this call, but I've seen a huge difference in the immune function of my family, especially just compared to the people around me who aren't using oils. It's pretty remarkable how different. I have tools, like right when I start to see my kids coming down with something, I know exactly what to do to help give them the best chance of keeping their body healthy. It's so empowering. And then your house is going to smell amazing without the chemical air fresheners, the chemical smells that can actually disrupt our hormones. And what happens when our hormones get disrupted? Our hormones are like a deck of cards. So if one hormone starts to get messed up, typically they all can start to go. That's when you see thyroid, blood sugar. It's just a whole mess. So it's a great way to help your house to smell good, and you can get all fancy. You can just use the blends and the oils the way they are, or you can just get all fancy concocting them in different ways too. So what to do next? You're going to go to Facebook. This is if you're on Facebook. So it's two different paths here. If you're on Facebook, you're going to search for Glow Family Wellness Essentials Facebook group. And I'm going to post this in our cleanse group as well. And then you're just going to request to join and look for the post with this recording. And if you want to talk oil options, so if you're not on Facebook or if you're ready to talk oil options for your family, you can email, text, or call me at Courtney@glowfamilywellness.com. Numbers 405-570-2735. So typically I respond the very quickest to text, but any of those ways are totally fine. And you might remember from the kickoff call that I mentioned the first 10 who get started with oils are going to receive a special gift from me. 2 of those have already been snatched up, so there's 8 left, so there's plenty left. If you just want to talk options, if you're curious, maybe you want to try something, maybe you want to learn more, just reach out to me and I would love to tell you more about how they can help you. So thanks so much for watching and I wish you a beautiful day. Bye.